Today, corporations and governments spend billions of dollars every year on encryption, firewalls, and intrusion detection systems to lock down their digital networks. But the most sophisticated servers on Earth are still operated by human beings. Intelligence agencies realized this decades ago. During the Cold War, the physical borders between East and West were locked down tight, and government vaults were virtually impenetrable to traditional spies. East German intelligence director Markus Wolf recognized that trying to break through those physical barriers was a waste of resources. He needed to bypass the security entirely. His agency, the Stasi, developed a human kill chain, breaking manipulation into 3 phases: reconnaissance, rapport, and extraction. By weaponizing romance, operatives found a backdoor. They didn't need to crack a safe if they could hack a human heart. Phase 1 is reconnaissance. Just like a hacker scans a network for unpatched software, Cold War operatives scanned the population for unfulfilled emotional needs. In West Germany, the Stasi looked for single, isolated women working as low-level secretaries. While counterintelligence agents focused on senior officials, these secretaries had unmonitored physical access to filing cabinets containing classified NATO documents. Over in the Soviet Union, the KGB looked for a very different target profile: British and American diplomats who secretly identified as gay. In the 1950s, the US government led the Lavender Scare, a purge that fired thousands of civil servants suspected of homosexuality. Draconian laws forced queer diplomats into absolute secrecy. By criminalizing their own citizens' private lives, Western governments had manufactured the exact leverage point the Soviets needed to force cooperation. Once a vulnerable target was identified, the operatives moved to phase 2, rapport. They had to bypass the target's emotional firewalls and establish trust. The Stasi rigorously trained male operatives, known as Romeo agents, in psychology, literature, and etiquette. They learned how to listen and appear perfectly empathetic, tailoring themselves into the ideal suitor for a lonely secretary. The KGB took a blunter approach. Instead of highly trained officers, they used regular Soviet civilians as provocateurs to lure foreign diplomats into intimate situations. They found these civilians by enforcing Article 154A, a Soviet law that criminalized same-sex relations. The KGB blackmailed gay Soviet citizens with severe prison sentences unless they agreed to act as bait. In both cases, the trap was highly effective. The targets felt validated and seen, willingly inviting the threat past their personal defenses. With trust established, the operation enters phase 3, extraction. This is where the trap springs and the data is downloaded. A Stasi Romeo would slowly escalate requests for harmless favors. Over time, the secretary would begin smuggling out classified documents, believing she was helping the man she loved. The KGB extraction method was entirely devoid of romance, as perfectly illustrated by the case of British diplomat Dan Vassal. After several drinks, he awoke in a hotel room to the sudden flash of a KGB camera, surrounded by strangers. The agents presented him with a choice: hand over British state secrets, or they would release the photographs to his embassy, guaranteeing his social and professional ruin. Whether manipulated by the illusion of a perfect relationship, or coerced by the terror of public exposure, isolated individuals became active conduits for classified intelligence. These tactics yielded massive returns. Vassal successfully passed sensitive military and diplomatic intelligence to the Soviet Union for nearly 7 years before he was caught. Eventually, the concrete walls dividing Europe came down, but the psychological playbook perfected behind them survived. Today, malicious actors apply this exact framework on a global scale, from corporate spies using fake LinkedIn recruiter profiles to financial fraudsters like the Tinder swindler. The methodology remains identical. The technology has shifted from hidden hotel cameras to dating apps and deepfakes, but the underlying emotional needs remain as they were during the Cold War. We can patch software vulnerabilities and build stronger digital firewalls, but as long as humans seek connection, the heart will remain the most reliable entry point.